probably about 15, 20 years ago, my uncle Nick got into coffee and started roasting coffee in all kinds of weird ways. And he'd bring the good coffee beans to our house, and I would drink the coffee very readily and very willingly. And then here about a year ago, we started looking at a location that was near another business that we own, and it worked out that we got into the coffee business and we started using Uncle Nick's beans to make coffee and serve the public.
And more than that, it's not just a coffee business, it's a coffee and adventure business, which is really where my passion comes in. I wanted to provide not only high quality coffee experience, but a high quality experience you can immerse yourself in and feel confident getting a cup of coffee to start your adventure for the day. The coffee trailer is one of these portals that takes you somewhere else. It's not like any other coffee trailer that you see. It's got the exterior look of witch's cabin in the middle of the woods with a warm, inviting interior. And the concept behind that is when you go to see a coffee trailer, I don't want to just see something that I'm going to see every day. I want to see an experience. I want to envelop myself in the fantasy that could be everyday life, the adventure that could be everyday life. Our main goals are to put out our name, get brand recognition out there, and give people a good experience. Start leading into the entertainment and adventure side of the coffee business that we've started, and get the word out for our eventual goals and our growth.
There's a lot of equipment and supply that go into a coffee trailer, and so the weight is a big concern, and we want to make sure that our engineering and design team put together a high quality end. And then of course you have to meet all of the labor and industries and health department regulations also. So those are going to be the biggest challenges that we meet to put together the coffee trailer.
And more than that, because our coffee trailer is so different in look and design from every other coffee trailer, making sure that we're able to think outside of the box, fit that to the parameters that are set to us, and make that actually go down the road is really what I'm thinking is going to be one of our biggest challenges.
We've done a couple of outside events, and what we found is that our current location, we can only reach so many people, but there are so many groups that meet here and there around the area in different events, community fairs, community events, and we want to be able to reach out to those people who, up until a couple of months ago, I didn't really even realize that there's no high quality coffee at these events, because it's very difficult to put a portable trailer or a portable espresso machine in one of these events and offer a good cup of coffee.
We've already done a few events and we're working on doing more. That's really been our research into our target market to show that, hey, taking an espresso machine to an event does have feasibility. And then outside of that, we're looking at private events, public events, and community fairs to kind of grow that community base and our clientele base. Because our coffee trailer is so different from every other coffee trailer out there, there's not a lot of competition that I see. If there are even that many coffee trailers out there, because in our area, I don't see many mobile espresso experiences or mobile espresso businesses. But outside of just that, our look and feel when you come to our coffee shop is going to be different than any other coffee shop or coffee trailer that I've ever seen.
It's definitely going to draw attention, and it's going to start getting people to question, what is that? What is that over there? And people like to have curiosity and go check out what they're curious about. So I think that's going to be the biggest difference between us and our competition. There's a coffee shop on every corner, but none of them will look like us. And some of them serve good coffee, some of them not so much. We want to make sure that not only are we competitive or above our competition in the look of the trailer and draw those curious people in, but we also want them to be rewarded for coming there. And that's with a good beverage, a good dessert, or a good cookie, if you will, because what are they really coming for? Is something that's going to satisfy what they're after going to a coffee location, not just a burnt cup of coffee.
Yeah, we're not only high quality product, we're also an unforgettable high quality experience. So we've got our sinks and food safety area towards the back of the trailer, espresso machine and cold drink making area down the middle of the trailer, leaving the back open for the public to see into our trailer. We've got some really cool designs, copper ceilings, copper sinks, lots of stone, a very welcoming but different interior that you can see into, so that you can see whether or not it's a coffee shop you'd even like to visit. Is it clean inside? And then the exterior is going to look like a cabin in the middle of the woods, kind of run down, mossy, different. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, the most important piece of equipment is the espresso machine, because really without a good espresso machine, you cannot pull a good shot of espresso. We really were blessed by coming across a 2-group Italian espresso machine that's run on propane. Extremely rare, but it makes it very easy to go mobile with that. There are a lot of gas machines and there are a lot of electric machines. This one happens to be propane with a 7-gallon boiler, and so we will be able to service quite a few people out of that machine per hour as our baristas pull the shots. The rest of the equipment is all old world hammered copper and black wrought iron and things that you would see in a cabin in the woods,
it really,
keeping the theme.
It really comes down to aesthetics, is how we picked what colors, what type of materials, right, and really what our fixtures are going to look like. Well, not to say too much or spoil it, because we still have a long way to go on the build, but when we pull a shot on the espresso machine, there will be smoke that comes out of that chimney. Really, anything espresso, almost every coffee drink you can think of, we'll do pour overs and French press, but more than that, we're going to be full service. Just like our brick and mortar location, anything that's offered on that menu, we'll be able to offer the coffee drink. Absolutely we are. So because this coffee trailer has such a different theme and such a uniqueness to it, we plan on crafting those drinks specifically, specialty drinks specifically for the Cottage's menu. Not any necessarily food items or anything that'll really be of sustenance. However, we absolutely will do specialty desserts that pair very well with specific drinks.
That's through the brick and mortar store. We have an extremely large storage area and refrigeration area in the back of our brick and mortar store. And so we will be able to store things that a normal coffee trailer can't store, especially a mobile one. And so I don't see any problems really or challenges with being able to supply our trailer.
And more than that, because we've done a couple of events and have done the supply chain for mobile coffee experiences already, we kind of know what we're getting into. Training, and more training.
And when we get done with the training, we'll probably do some more training. So
the most important thing when making espresso or coffee in general is consistency in bean roast, in amount of dosage, in the temperature of your water, in the weight of your beans, in all of these things that are very intricate but come down to a science. And the only way to achieve that and get the best cup of coffee possible is through training and practice.
We also have a brick and mortar store that requires a really high health and safety awareness. And so we'll be able to take that experience and move it into the coffee trailer that isn't necessarily in all coffee trailers, but all of our baristas will start out in the coffee brick and mortar store before they're allowed to move to the trailer, which will be a lot more fun to work in as a venue.
We've got a couple of things going on right now. So we're starting with this Kickstarter, trying to get the word out through that. Secondly, we have a couple of social media platforms that we're using. We've got Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We have our website. We're building an email list. And then our mascot, Felix the Coffee Dragon, also has his own Instagram where you can follow his adventures, tag him in your adventures, and get some interaction that way. Hugely important to our business, and it's because of the way we've developed our brand identity, and really it's because of what our brand identity is: quality, community, and adventure. That's really what encompasses what we're creating here. We want to bring that community together. That's our client base, and we want to service them as best as possible. Our quality is of utmost importance because I want it so that when you see the Realm logo, when you hear the Realm name, you know you're going to get a good whatever it is that you're getting there. And finally, the adventure part of our logo, that's what gets me up in the morning and has us go out and live life. Life is an adventure, and I like to live it that way.
And what better way than to bring a bunch of friends along to go on that rock climbing trip or that whitewater rafting trip, or sit down at a game table and play some good role-playing games or some tabletop games. Have a cup of coffee or a lemonade and go out and have a great time.
Absolutely. I touched on that earlier. We do have an Instagram, a TikTok, a Facebook. Our mascot has an Instagram. And then we also have our website, and we're doing email lists to reach out to people.
We own a construction company that we do some pretty large projects, and those projects, we take that profit and roll it into not only the brick and mortar store, but now we're starting to roll it into this coffee trailer. And we will be building the coffee trailer, but there's some things that we could add with a little help. And that's why we're doing this Kickstarter. There's some hammered copper sinks that are pretty off the hook. There's some other things that if we reach our first goal, we'll be adding to the stretch goal to make this coffee experience just that much cooler by adding really what I think the clients will want to see and want to participate in.
Yeah. But to really answer the core of that question, personal funding. We've really made sure that this is our passion project. Like with any food or beverage company, it is a passion for us. We're not here thinking, oh, well, I'll throw this together and make a buck. It's hard to plan for a contingency, and I wouldn't necessarily say that we have any set in stone contingency plans. But we do fly by the seat of our pants quite well, and we've been addressing any unforeseen challenges as they come up and handling those because we have experience with that.
There's always something that either gets forgotten or gets broken or gets overlooked on your way to adventure, and we've done a lot of adventures, and so knowing how to adapt and overcome is really one of our specialties.
Yeah. The contingency plan is to know that if something can go wrong, it will go wrong. Just be ready for it.
How bad can it be, right? Yeah.
We kind of had that at some of our events, and really our baristas are competent at pulling enough shots to handle the demand. And with that new espresso machine, we absolutely have the ability to keep up with lines.
I think we can actually do more out of the trailer than we can at our current coffee shop. So, yeah, we're pretty excited about this new machine.
We have plans for a second brick and mortar location, and eventually we want to expand further than that. We're looking at food truck as well, and then we're moving into further realm projects and really focusing and leaning into the entertainment side of the business that we're working on.
Yeah, I think probably watching your dream come true.
It's really been absolutely crazy to me to know that I had an idea rattling around in my brain, and then I said something, and now I'm seeing it on paper, and really not just on paper, but seeing it in real life, and having that imagination to visualization to actualization has been huge. It has been incredibly rewarding. I would say my old theater teacher was an absolutely huge inspiration to me. He's a very gregarious kind of guy. Little pun there. He really taught me what it means to bring together community and provide a quality entertainment experience. Don't. I also kind of touched on that earlier. It's not a get rich quick scheme by any means, and it's not I'll do this thing and then I'll be able to set it to the side so that I can free up some of my time. A coffee trailer business needs to be something you're passionate about. Like with any food or drink business, it will take all of your time plus some, and all of your money plus some,
and it takes a long time to develop. Yeah. Just the developing stages to get to where we are with pictures and the concept is probably 6 months old when we actually first started talking about it. And so just to get to the point where we're ready to even start looking at building the trailer, designing, getting ready for submittal for permits, and figuring out what we want to do and finding some of the hard to find equipment. It's been a long process, and if you're passionate about it, I think absolutely go for it. But if it's not what you're into, if it's not your passion, don't even step foot out the door, because you'll waste a lot of time and money and not achieve your goals.
Really, I would say be passionate about it, be prepared to sacrifice for it, and be patient, because it feels like a long haul, but it's absolutely worth it.
And that's what I would also say, is have fun along the way, because the whole process has been a blast. Meeting new people, finding new things, learning the new things that we have to learn to bring this project to fruition. And I'm sure there's more of that. So that's been a lot of fun to do.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to us talk for a little bit. If you have any further questions, you can reach out by email on therealmroasters.com. There's a nice little email us tab. Other than that, I look forward to launching our Kickstarter and look forward to building this community together and making fantasy into reality and making dreams come true.
And if you sign up on our email list, we will absolutely be showing the progress and helping to get the videos online that show what we're building, how we're building, and talk you guys through it. And, if you want to be a part of what we're doing and follow us along, that'd be awesome. Yeah, you're more than welcome, because that's what we're doing, is having an adventure building this trailer.
Stay tuned. There is more to come.
Yeah.